Have you ever wondered about the real story behind the epic film Gladiator? Let's dive into the fascinating history of the Roman Empire, the lives of gladiators, and the political drama that inspired this cinematic masterpiece. Our story begins around 180 AD, a pivotal time for the Roman Empire. Rome is at war with Germanic tribes on its northern frontier. Here we meet our key figures, the brilliant general Maximus, the aging philosopher emperor Marcus Aurelius, and his ambitious son, Commodus. This period marks a crucial transition for Rome, which had long moved from a republic to an empire, setting the stage for immense political turmoil. The opening battle we see in the film isn't just for show. It reflects the real, constant military campaigns Rome was engaged in to protect its vast borders. Marcus Aurelius wasn't just an emperor. He was a true philosopher king, deeply influenced by Stoicism. As his reign neared its end, he grew weary of endless war and became concerned about the corruption festering in Rome. His dream wasn't for more conquest, but for a legacy of peace and integrity. He saw in Maximus a leader of virtue, someone who could restore power to the people and the Senate, steering Rome back towards its republican ideals. This vision puts him in direct conflict with his own son, who craves the absolute power of the throne. Enter Commodus. He's portrayed as deeply insecure, desperate for his father's approval yet resentful of the respect shown to Maximus. This tension between father and son is a classic power struggle, fueled by jealousy and ambition. When Marcus Aurelius is murdered, it's not just a personal tragedy. It's a political assassination that throws the empire into chaos. Commodus's rise to power marks the beginning of the end for the old order, paving the way for a reign defined by paranoia and tyranny, a dark chapter for Rome. This is where Maximus's life takes a dramatic turn. Betrayed and left for dead, he loses everything: his rank, his family, his freedom. He is captured and sold into slavery, forced into the brutal world of gladiators. But what was life really like for a gladiator? It's a common misconception that they were all just helpless victims. In reality, many were highly trained professional fighters. Gladiatorial schools, or ludi, were serious institutions where men learned specific combat styles. It was a brutal profession, but for some it offered a path to fame and even freedom. The gladiatorial games were the ultimate form of public entertainment in Rome, and their heart was the magnificent Colosseum. This massive amphitheater wasn't just a building. It was a symbol of Roman power and engineering genius, capable of holding tens of thousands of spectators. For the masses, these games were a thrilling spectacle. The crowd's roar could decide a gladiator's fate, life or death was often determined by a simple thumbs up or thumbs down. For the gladiators themselves, it was a high-stakes performance where survival, honor, and the dream of winning their freedom were all on the line. When Maximus enters the arena, he's not just another fighter. His military genius and leadership skills shine through, and he quickly becomes a crowd favorite. He turns a reenactment of a historical battle into a stunning victory, captivating the audience and earning their respect. This sets up a powerful dynamic. Maximus, the disgraced general, becomes a hero to the people, while Commodus, the emperor, watches from his throne, his power threatened by the man he tried to destroy. The arena becomes a stage for their personal and political rivalry. One of the most powerful moments is the fight between Maximus and Tigris of Gaul, an undefeated champion. Maximus wins, but in a defiant act of mercy, refuses to kill his vanquished opponent. This act of honor directly challenges Commodus's authority and his thirst for blood. The crowd, chanting for Maximus to spare Tigris, becomes an active participant in this moral drama. This scene perfectly illustrates the clash of values: Maximus' code of a soldier versus Commodus's cruel tyranny, forcing the audience, both then and now, to question the nature of the entertainment they are consuming. Behind the scenes, the political intrigue intensifies. Maximus, now a symbol of rebellion, secretly works with allies like his loyal servant Cicero and influential senators to plot his escape and a coup against Commodus. Meanwhile, Commodus, increasingly paranoid, falls under the influence of other cunning senators who see Maximus as a threat to their own power. The emperor's sister, Lucilla, is caught in the middle, secretly meeting with senators to conspire against her own brother, risking everything to save Rome from his madness. Commodus's rule spirals further into tyranny. His behavior becomes erratic, his decisions driven by insecurity and a desperate need for adoration. He spends lavishly on games and monuments to himself, while his people suffer, breeding discontent and conspiracy. His paranoia grows, and he begins to see enemies everywhere, even within his own family. The political climate in Rome becomes a tinderbox, reflecting the emperor's deteriorating mental state. He is no longer a ruler but a despot, isolated by his own fear and cruelty. This all leads to the final epic confrontation in the heart of the Colosseum. Commodus, knowing he can't defeat Maximus in a fair fight, challenges him to a duel. But it's a trap. Just before the duel begins, he stabs Maximus, mortally wounding him. This cowardly act reveals his true nature. The fight that follows is not just a physical battle. It's a clash of ideologies. It's Maximus's unyielding quest for justice against Commodus's desperate, pathetic grip on power. Even wounded, Maximus fights with the strength of his convictions, driven by the memory of his family and his promise to Marcus Aurelius. After the fall of the Roman Empire, the gladiatorial games faded into history and the Colosseum itself fell into ruin. For centuries, it was quarried for stone. But its story wasn't over. The Catholic Church played a crucial role in its preservation, declaring it a sacred site in memory of the early Christians believed to have been martyred there. Events like the establishment of the Via Crucis, or Way of the Cross, inside the arena transformed it from a symbol of pagan brutality into a monument of faith and history. Ultimately, the story of Gladiator and the Colosseum is a powerful lesson in what the Romans called bread and circuses. The idea was simple: keep the population fed and entertained, and they won't rebel. These spectacular games were a tool of social control, a distraction from political corruption and economic hardship. It's a theme that resonates even today, reminding us how easily entertainment can be used to influence public opinion and maintain the status quo. The story of Maximus is a timeless tale of how one person's courage can challenge an empire, both in the arena and in the hearts of the people. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into ancient Rome interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into history and film. See you next time.